Take one, scene one.
We have here the 2023 BMC Timemachine R1 in the Model 2 in a size 56, weighing at 18 pounds, 9 ounces, and in kilos, 8.42 kilos. That is with pedals, cages, and little box for storage, and a driver mount. Stay tuned for after the video. We have a free buy sound test on those wheels right there. So we have here in our store, guys, a brand new line that we are starting to carry, BMC bicycles, which I'm very excited for. I'm sure you guys probably have heard the news of the brand new Timemachine R that's being released. That was one of our moves to go ahead and bring this line into the bicycle shop, but I absolutely love these bikes. I've built up a couple of them for the customers over the years during COVID times that people bought and acquired to me. I've done some videos of them in the past. I like the quality of the bikes. I like the line as well. The color options, the price points, very similar, but it's a great looking bike. So I am very excited for this. So down the road, I will have some Timemachine Rs in the store. I will do some other videos on Timemachines as well, but just very excited and all to get a new refreshing bike branding here, because I do like the look of these bikes, especially on this one as well, the Timemachine R1. This is more of their aero road bike. I believe that they're going to start discontinuing these bicycles because the Timemachine R they just revamped is super lightweight, but also all the aero qualities of this bike here. But one thing I do like about this bike company is their cockpit. This is their own integrated bar and stem combination up here, and this is a 36 on the uppers and a 42 flared on the bottoms, and it feels so comfortable. I remember mentioning in a video in the past, and I still have other bars I have to put on a bicycle very soon, but I'm starting to try these newer trends that these other World Tour Pro athletes are riding, me not being a World Tour Pro athlete, but a narrower bar, and I'm very excited for it. This is just very comfortable ride, and it feels nice. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, around the block, around the neighborhood, it feels very natural and feels very comfortable to ride this kind of style right here. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm very excited to get some Timemachines R because I just fell in love with that bicycle. The moment I saw them release it, the moment I seen the spy photos of Ben riding in the Tour de France as well, the bicycle looked absolutely beautiful. It brings back old school aero bikes, massive deep head tube area, massive deep bottom bracket, beautiful looking. The fork looks really cool. It just looks different and it looks innovative. So I'm very, very excited for it. So that is just the announcement of BMC coming to our store. I'll have Instagram photos. I'll have different bike builds. I'm very excited for it. I really am. I can't wait. So I hope you guys are excited too. If you guys have any questions, leave it down for me below in the BMC comments. I will be going over BMC as a brand later on down the road and talking about their differences between like the SLR bike buildups and what the differences between the carbon layups are, because there are different models for Timemachine R. But for this video solely, we'll focus on this model right here. This is a demo bike that they actually let me use for right now to get acquainted with the bicycle. And I also have a Timemachine that they're gonna let me use as well, just to get used to it, because I am riding more, guys. I'm a monster out there. But yes, so this is the 2023 Timemachine R1. This is the Model 2 on here, and I believe this bicycle retailed for $9,300 when it released. And this is their full aero carbon fiber bicycle. And in the Timemachine alone, they only had one carbon layup. So it was the same exact carbon throughout their entire lineup of the brand. This model in specifics comes with Ultegra Di2, a one-piece bar and stem combination with full internal cables. And then their own wheels on here. They're CRD 501 SL carbon fiber wheels, which is basically just a 50 millimeter deep dish wheel. And then they have their own integrated bottle holder and also little storage system as well, which I'll show you guys in there, which is very nice. But you can see how many aero qualities they have on this bike. They have obviously the integrated bar and stem. They have the little disc brake cover here for the front fork to make it a little bit more aero. You have these massive tubes kind of match up with where the fork aero goes down to the top tube. And like I said, they like to put these integrated bottles on here, or the bottle holders on there, to make it more aerodynamic. They say that they can do all this aero wind tunnel testing, and then once you slap a bottle and cage on there, it's going to throw it off in the wind tunnel. So they have their own kind of system on here to make it as aerodynamic as possible. And the storage system is a nice plus, which I have in here, which is really cool. Have this little button, you push down, this pops off, and then you got this little BMC, which you can put a TPU tube, a CO2, a tire lever, all that stuff inside there. And this just closes right back up. Easy as pie, but we're gonna struggle with it right here. Yeah, we're gonna pause. Boom. But yes, they really did focus on aero with this bicycle. So I will see later on down the road. I believe that, like I said, they're going to discontinue this bike model, but we'll see down the road. But again, it comes with Ultegra Data 2, the out front Garmin mount on here as well, the cockpit, which they're now adapting throughout their entire bicycle model. This was on the aero, yes. The new Team Machines are coming with this. The new Team Machines are coming with this, and their gravel bikes as well come with this kind of cockpit. Before, the old Team Machines had their own integrated barn stem, but they were known to be a little bit more wider and more bulkier. This is their new sleek aero barn stem, which is really cool, and that they're going to continue out through the entire bicycle lineup. And BMC is always known to do their same color match for their top tube and the spacers and their bar and stem. This is one of the only companies that you'll see kind of follow that trend with the spacers and head tube on there to follow each color on there, which is really cool. So for the components, we have Ultegra Di2 12-speed, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front, a semi-wireless system. The front derailleur and rear derailleur are tethered by 2 Di2 cables to a battery. And then you have the shifters, which are a wireless system. They do have 2 hydraulic disc brake cables that run with mineral fluid that go through this bar right here, through the stem, down to the tube. The fork on these integrated barn stems are a half moon, so it's a half circle. That way they have enough room to fit in front of the fork on there. And then they're ran to this front disc brake right here. And then you have the rear disc brake in the back, which has the cable right there. Going down to the front fork, very thin fork on here to make it aero as possible. You have, like I said, their CRD 501 SL wheels. And then on here, where they have the Vittoria Corsa 700 by 25C tire, I believe. And they're building this bike to be an all-out aero bike. They're not meant to be a very comfortable bike. They want this thing for speed completely. They're meant for perfect road conditions. The bicycle says it can fit up to a 700 by 28C, but I've seen some people push 30s in a certain brand. But that's where that new Team Machine R is going to kick into place. That's going to come with a wider tire clearance on there. For the disc brake rotors, it's a 160mm Shimano Ultegra rotor with their own Ultegra disc brake caliper as well. And then this is, I believe, so on here, this little fairing cover that blocks out the wind and makes it a little bit more aero. You remove this, you have your disc brake bolts facing into the fork. That's why this is completely flush and flat on here, which is pretty cool. Going down to the top tube, the down tube right here, you can see this little blowout right here, which makes it a little bit more aero. Their own proprietary water bottle and storage system on the bicycle as well. And then for the bottom bracket, they are a press fit BB86 bottom bracket. So it's a Shimano press fit BB86 bottom bracket inside there. They have a little bit of a BMC logo. I'm not really worried about the PF situations. I've had Scott in our store now for over 5 years with press fits on there. As long as they're installed right and the frames are good, which companies seem to be making them better, there really is no issue. Yes, don't get me wrong, I've seen frames that have had creaking issues with press fit bottom brackets, but there's a bunch of solutions to that. One, it could just be bone dry, you could put grease in there. 2, you could do retaining compound, whatever needs or whatever the situation calls for it. There is a solution for it. So I have worked with plenty of bicycles with press fit bottom brackets, and we can always get through this. For the crank on here, it's a 172.5 Ultegra crank with a 5236 chainring. Big gears for big speed. Ultegra front derailleur with the Ultegra chain as well. And then for the rear cassette, it's a 1130 12-speed cassette with the Ultegra rear derailleur. Beautiful. The front wheel and the rear wheel are the exact same. These are the CRD 501 SL wheels. And then you have bladed spokes as well to make it aero. You will be getting a free body sound test at the end of the video, but there's a little sneak peek. And then you have this little drop down seat stay where it kind of bows out to make it a little bit more aero. And you have these squared kind of tapered tubes on here to make it more aerodynamic as well. A nice tucked in rear wheel. And then you have a BMC logo on the back. The rear rotor on here is going to be a 140 Shimano Ultegra rotor with the through axles on here, and it's the exact same tire as the front that's on the rear, the Vittoria Corsa tire. Those are balls to the wall fast tire, but you can see, look how tucked in that rear tire is. You could probably get a credit card behind there, that's about it. And this is a 700 by 25 seat, and you definitely get a 28 on there. We have enough room down there. For their seat posts, it is their own proprietary seat post, a BMC carbon fiber, smooth shaped D seat post. You have the BMC logo right there. And you have this kind of gritty, grainy texture on the front to kind of help with drop seat posts as well. The integrated seat wedge is right here to go ahead and adjust it. And then I do like that all the BMCs come with a name brand Physique logo saddle on here. So this is a Physique Argo, very popular saddle. I got to ride this bike or the saddle on the Van Rissel and I liked it a lot. Very firm, but it made you feel really comfortable. A lot of support, which I did like, and a nice wide cutout for there for the blood flow, which is really nice. The only thing is, on the team machines on the BMCs, they don't have an opening for the through axle. So I will say that. So if you have a trainer at home and you don't have a direct drive trainer, you will need to get a direct drive trainer pretty much, because if you have their team machine BMC, the through axle hole is completely closed off, and this is flush, which looks really clean, but it provides a little bit more of a hassle for consumers. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. This here is the BMC Timemachine R1 2 in a size 56, weighing in right around 18 pounds. It retailed this thing was $9,200. I believe they have them on sale though for $8,600. This is a demo bike, so if you guys do wanna, if you guys are in the area, you wanna try out a bike and you guys are interested in buying one, you guys can come on and buy. I have a 56 in this team machine, or time machine. I also have a team machine as well that you guys check out. But anyways, thank you guys again so much for watching, and be on the lookout for that new Timemachine R bicycle that I have coming in. It's going to be a full-out aero climbing bike, like 7 kilos. It's stupid lightweight, but has all the aero properties. It's kind of becoming a trend now. You have the Tarmac S8 that has that. You have the Timemachine R. So very hyped about these bicycles, and I'll see you guys next sound test on this BMC Timemachine R1. And these are the CR501 SL wheels. Here comes the free body sound test right now. And this thing is broken a little bit, so. There we go. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.